me. I have something really, 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 really important to ask you.
What's up?
How are you?
I'm good. That was a very good point. I'm good. Had a busy week,
Yeah,
but I'm good.
yeah. Busy week at work. A lot of customers.
Yeah, not a lot of well, it wasn't really bad, believe it or not, with customers. Customers are actually kind of cool.
Yeah.
There's
With everything
I'm
going on.
training. Basically, there's a new guy in the department, and for lack of a better term, he sucks.
So you were just picking up after him.
Yeah, basically. Basically, like yesterday, since I leave early on Thursdays and
Mm.
whatever. I think when I left, according to what they're telling me, when I got in the morning, all hell broke loose. 'Cause I guess they were calling him to go help somebody, and he was nowhere to be found. I'm like, ah, shit.
Yeah, I've seen that happen way too many times.
Well, alrighty then.
There was a time that I was when I was working at the same store you were. I was in. They put me with this brand new guy, and I was telling him I was teaching everything I know, everything that you know hacks like life hacks. Oh, this would make your life easier. But don't do it this way. You know what I mean? Just telling, show
Yeah.
him the ropes. Making it easy on himself, like without killing his back. Because it's backbreaking work. Um, the guy was either baked out of his mind, but he was still cool, right? Like he was still listening, but I think he was either baked out of his mind or just did not sleep at all.
Oh,
Because this was back when I clocked in at 4 o'clock in the morning. I don't know if you ever did that, or were you more of an
I-
overnight guy?
no, I did that a few times, but
Okay,
since I didn't drive,
all right,
they let me come in like at 5, so
right.
that had
Yeah,
those.
for when I worked there, I came in at 4 o'clock, and obviously it was 4 a.m. Uh, the guy was just not all in. Now, I'm not saying he's like dumb, right, but he's just not all in there. Like he's listening to me, he's doing what I'm asking him to do, but he is just gone.
He was
uh,
probably gone. He was probably high.
yeah, baked, sleepy, whatever. Like he was just gone. Like there was a time at the end of the day, not nearing the end of the day. This was like, gosh, Manny, this is now five, 4 or 5 years ago now. Like it's crazy now that I think about it. Uh, what was going on? I was trying to remember where I was. I think I think I was out doing something by myself while the rest of the guys were in seasonal, from what I remember, like the seasonal department.
Mm-hmm.
I was like wrapping up somewhere else, and then they told me, hey, when you're done there, come meet us over here. Cool. And I'm like, by the time I finished, I was like, they were getting ready to wrap up seasonal. I was like, oh sweet. Uh, and then they asked me, hey, where's the new guy? Oh, I didn't see him for a bit. Like where I, because I wasn't really in charge of him. They just put him with me for a bit, and then they took him somewhere else. And there was a moment where he was nowhere to be found for like a couple hours,
Damn.
and I'm just like, I mean, as soon as I put him with you guys, I haven't seen him since because I thought he was with you, and I don't know what happened. Like they couldn't find him, and then all of a sudden, I don't know exactly what the timeline was, but I don't know if you remember one of the managers. I forgot her name. She said, or she told all of us that they found him sleeping, and like where all the chairs are set up, like all the displays near the entrance of the store.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like they found him sleeping, gone, like dozed off, like he is just gone sleeping.
Funny thing is, it was surprising if it was if it's the manager I'm thinking of. It was surprising me if it was her.
Yeah, I mean we're probably thinking of the same person. Her name escapes me, uh, but like they just said, hey man, just go home, and I haven't seen him since.
That was them politely telling them your ass is fired.
Yeah, because like first day on the job and you're sleeping, goddamn.
Like, God
It
damn,
was
man.
really funny when I heard that. I was like, "Really? Holy shit!" His ass was sleeping. Because I don't know what timeline this was. Like they were all in the seasonal department, and that was this. I don't know. I don't know what time that was. Like as soon, it was. I'm telling you, man. I think this was like maybe like 8 a.m. or something like that. Maybe the guys were out somewhere else, and then man, I don't know. All I was told is that yeah, we found him here and he was sleeping. Which I don't know, man. It was funny, and I was just like, wow.
The second week when I started doing the morning shift or whatever, I think like the second week somebody drove the order picker and he crashed.
Oh wow, crash as in
No,
like he
no,
just fell, like he was just out.
no, like he crashed the order picker until like on the end
Oh,
cap.
the machine. Oh, I thought you
Yeah,
meant like he was a person to pick orders and he crashed. So
no,
okay,
no. He was driving the order
he
picker
was
and he
driving. Okay,
crashed. So everyone
driving.
went to go check, and then I found out later that he wasn't even licensed.
How? Okay.
I like, how did he get on there? Like even the manager at the time told him, he said, "What are you doing out there? You don't have your license. Get off of there."
yeah.
And for some reason, he didn't listen. I was like, "Okay." I'm like,
So
"Okay, I
he
guess."
just got on it because he just felt like it, and it was like, oh, this thing, I need this, and he just got on it.
Yeah. And then like 10 minutes later, he crashed. I heard like a huge ass thump. I'm like, and I already know what that was. I'm not even
Wow.
going to bother checking.
Where
And
did
like,
he crash into?
you know where like building materials is
Yeah.
at
Yeah, it's
between
at the
building
end
and
at the end of the
millwork.
store. Yep, I know
Yeah,
that.
that end cap right there, the one that's like right in front of I-18, right there. I
Yeah.
like Jesus Christ.
Wow.
I'm like, damn, dude,
Was
you deserve
the
to get fired if you're
was
doing something like
was the
that.
store closed? Like, was it open, closed?
No, it was closed because the store wasn't open
Thank.
yet, but it was,
That's good. Well, I mean, not
yeah.
good, but thankfully
But
the
no,
store was
thank
closed.
God the customers weren't there because I
Yeah,
would have been like,
exactly. Exactly, because if the store was open and he did that, dude, his ass would have been fired.
mm-hmm.
But like, the
I
store
mean,
was
granted, he still,
closed.
get, I mean,
Right.
granted, he still got fired like
Right.
later on that week for
Your
that
ass is
incident.
regardless. Your ass is fired. But he did it
Yeah.
when the store was closed, while there's not that many bodies in the store, which is thankfully good, but at the same time not good because could you imagine if somebody else was there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what happened. That was like the craziest thing that happened.
We should make a podcast mini about horror work stories, horror stories at work.
I won't mind that.
Yeah.
Hey, that's actually hey. Speaking of which, we should invite Andrew on the show for that.
Yeah, definitely. I think Andrew would have a plethora of like stories to tell us. I've worked with him for so many years. And
Trust me. No disrespect to Andrew. I love him, but there were days when he looked like he wanted to murder me because
wow.
he hated working in plumbing.
Yeah,
Because Andrew, I didn't do anything.
no, I don't blame Andrew. I
Yeah,
think
but I don't blame him though.
him wanting to kill you, I'm like shit. I mean, I mean, there are moments where you play Broly, Manny. I'm just like, Manny, you fucking suck, man.
Hey, no need to bring the Broly and fighters. Other,
That's all
like
good.
that. Are you not telling me something?
I'm just kidding.
I know.
But yeah, I mean, I'm down. I mean, I think the problem is just the scheduling at this point.
Yeah.
Because the best thing we can do is just today, Friday, at right now when we're recording, it's on a Friday. But yeah, I mean, I'm super down. I've been thinking about also like like a show just talking. Like we're doing right now, just talking.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like, and the tentative name would be whatever, like Orange Cassidy. It would be him, and it says whatever on it. It's just a whatever cast or something like that. And we would just talk about whatever, books, animes, movie, whatever.
That's actually an idea. We could just choose today to simply talk about wrestling.
Wrestling, yeah, but I feel like I'm not as qualified as I used to be as I was years ago. I mean, I can still hold a conversation about wrestling, but to the point
I'm not super dedicated like I used to be.
Right.
And I was like, before I used to go crazy when I missed an episode of like a wrestling show, but now it's like whatever. I could just watch YouTube or like add 2 and 2 together.
Mm-hmm. I can watch Ollie Davis, Luke Owen, then I can watch them talk for hours. Once in a while I'll join on the podcast. Like I'll just like listen to them, and there are points I agree with, and I enjoy listening to them. But like I was saying, if we were talking about me from circa 2017, 2018, I knew what was going on obviously WWE / NXT, New Japan, Impact. I knew at a point, and then I just when school got. Because I started school again in 2018, that's when life got really busy, and I had to sacrifice a couple shows like Impact, New Japan. Casually, I would catch like the pay-per-view shows, but it wasn't a weekly thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got you.
But yeah, But like I was gonna say, I can casually hold a conversation about Impact, right? Like I can still talk about what happened. Like just now, they announced that they're going back to Thursday nights, instead of Tuesdays, right? And I can talk about also, what's going on in NWA casually, right? I know that they're going back up, or they just started up again, or they've been doing it.
They just went back up.
They just went back because I heard like that Thunder Rosa was obviously she's contracted to NWA, but she's been working in AEW. Now that NWA is back, what's the situation with her? Because like she's obviously involved in a lot of things, and then with Britt Baker and
Yeah. Well, I think the her and Britt Baker thing is done,
Okay.
but seeing that I think NWA has a thing with Impact, Impact has a thing with New Japan, and I think those four got like a little partnership thing going. I think I could be wrong.
I mean, what's gonna stop AEW from joining in? They already have that relationship with Impact and New Japan now, so
Yeah.
I think it's just a matter of time. Like I think they're gonna work out the kinks, and then we'll have like a 4-way crossover pay-per-view one day. You know what I mean?
Hey, fuck it. Hey, hold on. Yeah, what am I saying? Nick Aldis in AEW.
I'm telling you now, Manny. At Double or Nothing, we're gonna see. It's gonna be a joint effort between New Japan and AEW. Ibushi will show up and fight Kenny. I'm telling you.
I don't mind that. As long as I get my Golden Lovers reunion, I'm happy.
But, it's a Golden reunion, but they're gonna fight each other.
Yeah.
So.
But still, hey, as long as Omega and Ibushi are in the same ring,
exactly. I'm happy. Yeah. Anyway, back to video games, Manny, not wrestling.
Yeah.
Really quick. You were saying earlier before we started recording that you've been playing Monster Hunter Rise.
Yes.
Let me ask you, how is it and how does it run since it's on Switch?
It actually runs pretty good.
Okay.
Like I'm actually kind of like pleasantly surprised on that. It's actually running pretty good. I got no complaints so far. Okay. I just literally started playing like a couple hours ago. But okay. I like what I'm seeing. I like what I'm playing so far. I actually just slayed my first monster. So.
Okay. Now, does it play exactly the same as Monster Hunter World?
It does, but there's like a lot of new things that makes it different. Not like in this one, you got a dog companion now
instead of a cat.
No, you got the cat too, so okay. You have 2 helpers now.
Okay, good, because I was like, they got rid of the cats. 0 out of 10.
No. 0 out of 10. No, they gave you a dog and a cat.
Okay.
And they also gave you an owl. So I'm like, damn, they're just giving me animals now.
All right, it just bumped up to a 6 out of 10.
Yeah, 6 out of 10.
6 out of 10. Mainly for the dog and the cat and the owl.
Yeah. Let me pet them, and it's a 10 out of 10. Greatest game ever.
Yep. So if I can pet them, automatic 10 out of 10.
No.
But that's good, man. It's just I was just a little concerned considering that we're hitting that the 5-year mark, or we just hit the 5-year mark on the Switch, and
yep.
some games are still looking pretty. Obviously, like Breath of the Wild, Mario Odyssey, Mario 3D World, even though it's a Wii U game. But Bowser's Fury is a expansion made purely for the Switch using that game's engine, and it looks fantastic. But seeing games like what's that one, Hyrule Warriors.
Hyrule Warriors.
Yeah, and I heard it runs like shit. Like it's just dropping frames. Like everything, something crazy happens.
Especially when you're playing in portable mode.
Right.
I'm like, yikes.
Yeah, and I hear from the usual people that I hear from when it comes to Nintendo. They're like, yeah, this game makes me want like a Switch Pro. Like whenever they do a Switch Pro, I will immediately get it. Like the reason for a Switch Pro is happening before my eyes. They're saying when they were playing that game because it's really rough to play. Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably one of the reasons I haven't played it too much. I love it, but on portable, I won't play it.
Yeah, it's like you're better off just playing on like the TV mode, but like even then, there's still issues with it.
Yeah, there's issues, but not as like glaringly as it is
in portable. Not as much as portable mode.
Yeah.
Could you imagine somebody stuck with a Switch Lite and they're a big Zelda fan, huh?
I know.
Yeah. I'm telling you, man. I don't think the Switch Lite. I mean, I understand its place, but like, come on. Like, it's just awful. Like, to only play portable, and that means you can't play, like, games like 1-2 Switch. You can't play... I don't think you can even play ARMS, can you?
Nope.
You have ARMS, right? Like, like, the game with the Joy-Cons, like, you just...
Yeah. I mean, I have played it, but I got it just to say I have it.
Right. I mean, I liked how it looked, and I like that you use the Joy Cons. It reminds me like a Wii game, and that's not a bad thing, right? Like it's
Yeah,
cool. It's cool.
I just don't play it 'cause I don't trust myself. Like I accidentally end up punching something or someone.
You know, thankfully, when I played the Wii back in like '06 when it was the new thing, um I had a lot of fun just with Wii Sports alone.
So did we help?
Like
Hell, you and my mom was playing Wii Sports with us.
it was probably the I don't know what the like. It was amazing. That's all I gotta say. Like it was incredible, and it was just me and my friends because my friend had it, and I came over to his house and he got the Wii. He's like, "Oh shit, you got the Wii?" And we were just playing everything: Wii Sports, bowling, baseball. What else? That tennis. Those were like the top three games, and we were just there for hours and hours. I was there at like I don't know. It was like 12. Like it was the noon, and I didn't leave his house till nighttime. It was It was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Just playing on the Wii. Because I don't know what else he had. I think he had Zelda, but I think we were all better off playing Wii Sports because Zelda's a one-player game. I don't know if you remember they had a Zelda game. It was like crossbow training. I don't know if he had that.
Yeah, I heard of it, but I didn't have that.
Yeah.
I think the only game I played on the Wii was Smash Brothers, Wii Sports, because I played that with the family, and Capcom vs. Tatsunoko.
That's like the holy trinity.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I've heard about that one, but I heard that when I heard it was a Wii exclusive, that was like huge turnoff.
It's damn shame too that because that game is like I could say that game is like a what's that word called, a hidden gem.
Right.
Because that game was very fun to play.
Well, I mean,
even though I didn't know who anybody was on the Tatsunoko.
I don't know if you remember, but I bought a Wii, like a first generation Wii, the one that's backwards compatible with GameCube. I was at Goodwill with Frankie, and they had two Nintendo Wiis, and we were like looking at each other, and they wanted like $20 for each one. And
you're like sold.
I was like sold, and it's the first gen because I could clearly see the little GameCube thing, the little holes that you could plug in the controller.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I'll get that one because I think Frankie already had a Wii that was GameCube compatible. I think. So he took the black one, I think, to clean it. I mean, he was collecting at the time too, so he like got a black one for the sake of it. I think he also picked up a PS2, like it was a fat one, and the slim one. It was the fat one and the slim one. He bought everything, and I'm like, damn, dude, I just got the Wii.
He probably just had that kick, like I need to get this.
Yeah, I think he was really into the collecting bug. Like I still have it, like I'm always itching. But I think that was him at his like peak, I guess I would say. Now not so much. I mean, he sold his Super Nintendo to me, and don't get me wrong, that probably hurt him, but he needed the money. But I gladly bought it off of him.
And he sold me the Slim. So
the PS2 Slim, yeah. And you bought. I remember what was that one game you got? King of Fighters 13? Or not 13. What was it? It was the King of Fighters.
11 or 12.
Okay. I knew it was King of Fighters, and I'm like, what number was it? It can't be 13. 13 didn't even come out for that system.
13 would have made the Slim explode.
Yeah. But I remember you got Suikoden 4, which I'm actually low-key jealous.
I see it. It's crazy. I still haven't played it yet.
Wow.
Well, because I was playing Bravely Default, then Monster Hunters, all that. Sorry, Suikoden. Looks like you're going to be sitting on the cell phone a bit more.
Yeah. I have Suikoden 2, but not what you think it is. It's Suikoden 2, but digital. It's not the physical copy.
Oh. My eye literally popped up my skull when you told me that. I said, what?
Yeah, that's a $300 game, man.
Yeah, that's how I was like, how the hell did you get that?
Don't ask.
All right, I won't, cause that game's a $300 game.
Yeah, exactly. That game is really hard to come by. No, it was on sale for like $2 on the PlayStation Store back when they sold the PS1 classics, the digital PS1 games.
Mm-hmm. And you just bought it just because it's Suikoden.
Mm-hmm. And what's really funny, that's actually like the main topic of the show as well. The PlayStation Store closing down on the PSP and the Vita and the PS3, but in like I was saying, I bought Suikoden 2 because of that. It was the only chance or opportunity that I could realistically afford it. Because I didn't have $300 to spend on a game. Haven't played it yet. I just bought it because, Suikoden 2. This is a game I'll never own physically, but I will settle for a digital copy.
I was just talking to my brother-in-law about Suikoden too. He said, "Hey, are you
mhm.
ever planning to go get in that game?" I said, "Aaron, I love you, but you're out your fucking mind.
Yeah,
That game's $300. That's a
you like
that's the money I could use to buy me a new system."
exactly. That's a Switch Pro right there, man.
Yeah.
That's a PS5, part of a PS5.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's $100 away from a PS5 if you get the
Mm-hmm.
digital edition. Let me really quick. When you say you wanted to get a PS5, did you settle like on getting the digital? Because I know you're more inclined to get digital. So I was gonna ask you,
Either whichever one's
whichever
available. But
comes your way, whichever one you don't care.
yeah, yeah, whichever one I'm able to get my hands on is the one I'm getting basically.
Okay.
I mean, just the only thing that's gonna suck about me getting in the digital is that whenever like the game comes out like physically and
Mm-hmm.
they got like an awesome figure,
Right.
I'm
Mm-hmm.
not gonna be. I'm gonna be like, but it's not really like a big loss.
But you can always get it right for the figure, but you're just paying for the game as well. But you can't use the game.
Yeah, but well, if anything, I could probably just sell the game. It's
You
like
could,
here.
yeah, you could do that. But I guess if it depends on the game, you could always keep it sealed. You know,
Yeah, that's probably what I do
you know,
too.
because like for example, if you wanted to get shit, I don't know, if they made King of Fighters 15 collector's edition, and you got the
And it comes like a badass Terry Bogard
yeah
figure.
exactly
Hint, hint, nudge, nudge.
like a badass Terry Bogard statue, huge. It's a you know him it just a badass statue, right? And you got the digital edition of PS5. Obviously, you're gonna get the game regardless, but you can always like, and let's say King of Fighters 15 ends up being so good, right? You can always have the game sealed. Be like, hey, look, you know, I love this game. Here's a sealed copy of it. You know what I mean? It's a piece of history. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because because I don't know if I told you, but I did that with Final Fantasy VII Remake.
yeah, yeah. You told me.
Yeah, I, I'm so my brain fucking sucks, man. I remember some things clearly, but some other things that happened like 2 minutes ago, I don't fucking remember.
No, don't feel bad. That happens with everybody.
Yeah, I'm getting
It happens
old.
with me all the time. My mom thinks I got selective hearing.
Yeah.
I actually had to show. Actually, I had to show a pamphlet when I went to the Caesar Foundation and said, "Hey, do you ever? Is this sometime where you just remember things and then like 5 minutes later you just forget about it?" I said, "Yeah." Oh, and he
That's
said,
me.
"Don't worry about it. It's part of having the condition." I said, "So you telling me I have an alibi for forgetting shit?" And my mom was like, "Yeah, shut the fuck up. That ain't happening.
Yeah.
That ain't happening. That ain't working with me." He said, "Damn it."
But this was back when Corona was really hitting the fan like really hard.
Mm-hmm.
Like people were scared out of their minds, and stores were closing left and right. And so the future of Final Fantasy VII Remake, as of coming out, not development of the game, the game went gold already, like it's completed. But the issue was for it to get is the game even coming out, like physically coming out. The digital is not going to be a big issue, right? Because it's just a drop box. You know, here's the file of the game. Here you go. But for people like me, big collector brain me, would love the game physical. And they said, look, if you pre-order the game physical, look, it's gonna come in. Let's say you bought it through us or you bought it through Amazon. Expect delays because there's no guarantee.
Right.
Even if they even said, yeah, we shipped it out early, but we can't promise release day a day after, maybe 2 days, but don't push it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And because I had pre-ordered the game at GameStop, I pre-ordered the deluxe, right? Like it was the $80 version. They didn't. I really wanted to get the collectors, but number one, don't get me wrong, I know it was like $300, but I didn't.
But
care.
that cloud figure.
Exactly, I didn't care. It was 300. I don't care. Give me. I was ready for it. I was like, give me. But it was what really made me mad. But I saw it coming. Was that it was a Square Enix store exclusive, meaning you gotta jump on it. If you miss it by like a minute, it's gone. Those are Square games, collector edition Square games for you. They're gonna be exclusive to them. If you don't
And
jump
if
on
you
it,
mess out, sucks to be you.
Because at the time when they went up, I didn't have like the $300 to set aside, but I was just like, well, shit, you know, I really wanted it. But at the time when the game was coming out, I really wanted it. I had it, but there was because I think they talked about them reprinting or remake or them making more. There was talks of it, and I was like really into it, but I was just like, I don't know, like I just wanted it so bad. But with COVID coming, with not coming, that with COVID, everything was gonna get like super delayed. So I was just like, I don't know, man. Rather not risk it, because that's the game too. I would be waiting for both the figure and the game. I don't want to keep waiting because I've waited for this game already for 15 years. So back to what I was saying. That I just said fuck it. I bought the game digitally, like I pre-ordered it, I had it preloaded, and I was like, I can't risk it because at the time I only had a debit card. And GameStop wasn't taking debit cards at all. Or if you had a gift card, okay, how do I get a gift card? Oh, you have to go inside the store, but they won't let me inside the store. So how's this gonna work? You need to buy stuff over credit. So it was a big mess. And so I said, okay, well, fuck it. I'll just get digital, and whenever a physical copy comes my way, that's what happens. And that happened, and I think literally the day after the game came out, or was it the day before? Amazon got a random restock of the deluxe edition, and I bought it without thinking. And it took a while. It took a bit. Like, I think it took 2 weeks.
Dang.
Literally 10 to 14. I think it took like 10, 14, like 2 weeks. Around like that 2 week frame. Like, it took a bit because of obviously COVID delays and stuff like that. Not having a lot of people in the warehouse, like, shipping stuff. It was rough, but I had the game digital, and I played it that way. I love it. It's a great game. And then when it came in physical, I admired it, but I never opened it. Why would I? I already have the game.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I just like it because what's a piece of history? This is the remake of Final Fantasy VII, albeit part 1, right? It's just Midgar, but still, Anyway, enough about that useless stuff like that. So, you said you've been playing Monster Hunter, Manny.
Then I also been playing Tekken 7 because the new girl came out.
Yeah, the new character. Yeah, I peeked at you, like I was going through my friend list, and I was like, oh man, he's playing Tekken 7. Oh, that's right, the new character.
She's so much fun to play as, and she's simple.
Yeah. I'll be honest with you. I'll tell you now. I really thought about getting the DLC for Tekken 7, like getting all the characters. But I did the math, and I'm just like, holy shit, that's a lot of money for all these characters. Like, I'd rather use this money towards, like, Ratchet and Clank. Yeah.
Either that, you better all just wait for it to go on sale.
Right, because I only bought the base game because the base game was like cheap, $10, and I was like an idiot. I should have spent the extra 10 on like the super deluxe ultra edition that brought like the first 2 season passes. But I was like an idiot saying, "Yeah, I'll get it later." And none of those editions are on sale. They're all like just the season passes, and altogether it's like $70, right? And I'm just like, fuck.
yeah, that's a PS5 game right there.
Exactly, so. That's Ratchet and Clank. That's why I said I'd rather just use the money towards Ratchet and Clank instead of a bunch of characters for Tekken 7, a game that Manny will kick my ass in that I won't have any fun in. He won't let me breathe. I'll use Noctis and he'll trash on me.
Well, okay, yeah, I'm not even going to deny it.
You would just take advantage of me, and you know it.
Yeah, especially if you're Noctis, because Noctis is like one of the people I hate fighting against.
Oh, I thought you were going to say that Noctis is trash.
No, Noctis is actually kind of fun to play as.
Okay, well, you just gave me hope, but not enough to warrant the purchase.
Oh, okay, well...
But it'll happen one day. I do really want to get all the characters, so, because... I think Tekken 7 is a fun game, but I'm just not comfortable with my problem with the controller.
Yeah.
I don't know how long this DualSense controller has left, and I'm starting to see it, if not a sneak preview of it, when I was playing Persona 5 Strikers.
Oh.
Yeah. I didn't want to believe it. I did.
Dang, you thought noticing that.
Well, here's the thing. I thought I saw it, and then all of a sudden, it stopped. I was just like, wait a goddamn second. Am I drifting right now? Like, it's not like the camera moving, but it's like the character. Like, when you're playing as Joker, you're moving forward, but you're moving slightly to the left. I'm not going left. I'm going forward. Ah, okay. And I kept running back and forth, not doing any. I was ignoring the objective. I'm just testing. Just testing the game. Am I drifting? So most times I'm not leaning to the left. but there are times I lean to the left. So I'm like super concerned now every time I play a fighting game or any game, and I'm trying and with a game like Persona 5 Strikers where you're just constantly mashing buttons at the enemies. Yeah, I'm a little concerned, but yeah. I don't want it to be true if it's not true, because I wish there was a tool that I have like a program on the computer to tell if I'm drifting or not. You know what I mean? Because I've seen it like when I was at GameStop years ago. I saw someone like trading in a controller, and they have software that they plug it in, and they can tell if it's drifting or not. Because if it's drifting, they can take away the value of, hey, your controller's drifting. We can't accept it at the current value. We have to take off like $3 or something like that.
Mm.
Yeah. Like, I wish there was like an open source software, like something like that. Like, you can just plug it into the PC and be like, oh, look, it's drifting to the left or whatever. I'm sure there is, but I don't know about PS5. I would imagine for, the Xbox controllers or, those like game pads, like from Logitech. You know what I mean? Like those PC controllers. But yeah, it's always like a fight for my life every time I play something on PS5 because of that. Not so much on Yu-Gi-Oh, because Yu-Gi-Oh you just use the directional pads and put down cards. But yeah, that's what I've been playing, just Persona 5. I'm only like 10 hours in.
What do you think of it? Since I know this, I think you told me that this is like your first warrior style game.
And it is. And I think it's a lot of fun. I love it when there's a lot of enemies on the screen. I can just whack them all with.
That's why I love warrior style game. Cause you just get like a adrenaline rush.
Right. No.
You feel like,
I understand where the appeal is. But
because you feel like such a badass being able to kill like 100,000 people with just one person.
No, I understand the appeal completely. Because in Kingdom Hearts 2, it's kind of similar, but not as much as Dynasty Wars, where there's like hundreds of enemies on screen. And I don't know. You never played Kingdom Hearts 2, right?
No, I haven't played the series. But I'm like dangerously close to now. Now it's getting to like the point that if I see like a physical copy on Amazon for like very cheap, I'm buying.
Well, I saw Kingdom Hearts 3 for $10.
I want the trilogy just so I could
exactly.
play.
You want the all-in-one package. That's what you need.
Even though my brain will probably melt from playing the series, I'll be like, hey, played it.
Yeah. Your brain's gonna melt, Manny. I'm really sorry, but it is gonna happen. Your brain's gonna melt.
I know a girl. I know this girl that they hired on my job. She's a big Kingdom Hearts fan. She was like, "You haven't played Kingdom Hearts?" She said, "No." It's like, hate to tell you this, but your brain is gonna fucking melt.
Yep.
Is it like melt when you watch Final Fantasy as the children melt? Is it no, not that much?
No, God no.
It's okay. Well, then I'm safe then. Cause hold on, you didn't like it? I love the movie, but if you tell me to like the movie because of the story, that ain't happening.
No. You watching Advent Children for the story?
What drugs are you doing?
Oh God, no.
What the fuck weed are you smoking?
No. That movie was only good for the action scenes, honestly.
Yeah, everything else was like an incoherent mess, like you said.
Absolutely. I really hope you do get into Kingdom Hearts, man, because they are fun games, especially the second game. To me, that's the best in the series.
That's what everybody tells me too.
And I think
part
universally
part 2 is like the best one in the series.
I think it's universally known that the second game is the best game. I mean, story. If you play the first game, you play Chain of Memories, it can make sense, but there are some parts that will leave your head scratching. But then it gets explained in other games, and you're like, oh, okay, cool, right? But you need to play the other games. It's just they're just really simple. Like, if you really think about it, these are simple games. Like, there's nothing complicated about Kingdom Hearts, unless you play fucking Chain of Memories. If you want to be frustrated for the first bit, and once you get the hang of it, you might have a better time. But I only, for the sake of putting, like when I played Chain of Memories, I only played the Game Boy Advance version, and that's the only version I'll ever play because I don't want to deal with this shit anymore. Because I'm not a fan of it. The reason I put up with it because I love Kingdom Hearts and I want to see where the story is going.
And then when you play this, it's like, okay, it ain't worth it. Bye.
But when I played the PS2 version, when they announced that they were remaking Chain of Memories, I was like, sweet, an opportunity to make it like Kingdom Hearts 2. maybe, and this will be the best remake ever. No, they kept the cards. They kept those mechanics. And I'm like, well, fuck, I'll never play it because like, why? No, I don't wanna. And when Frankie was getting into Kingdom Hearts, he asked me, hey, what about Chain of Memories? And I told him, you can play it, but I just know I won't help you with that one.
Yeah, sorry.
I helped him with one. I didn't hold his hand as much, but with Kingdom Hearts 2, there were some. I remember he was complaining about a couple things. I told him what to do, exactly what to do, and then I was helping along because that's my favorite game. I know that game inside and out. And then when it came to what was it, Birth by Sleep, I helped him out on that one because there's some things about that game you got to get used to. And then what was Dream Drop Distance? Oh my God! When it came to Dream Drop Distance, the man would constantly complain about the game with me. Like he would call me and say this game is a bunch of bullshit, and I would tell him no. Like what's wrong? Because Dream Drop Distance is actually a pretty good game. Like a really decent, like given the limitations, it's still a good game. You know what I mean? If you compare it to 2, then it fucking sucks. 2 blows out of the water. But there are some things that Dream Drop Distance does that is better than 2 with the combat. But overall, 2 is the better game, in my opinion. Story, you can throw it out the fucking window.
Yeah, no, that's the story was actually may read, but everybody said it's a dude. If you don't pay attention to the story, you'll love the game. It's like, okay, good. Cause I would have played on it, because I would end up being what?
Yeah, I think a lot of people, especially like the speedrunners, they definitely did because of the gameplay, like the gameplay, not so much the story. Like I know that's what speedrunners do is for the game, not the story. But I'm saying like, it's Kingdom Hearts 2 is the Kingdom Hearts game that when it comes to competitive in the competitive scene, that is the game because it's I think that's like the most well known. Like I don't know how to explain it. Like that is the game that everyone knows. That it's the most fun one. The one that has interesting gameplay opportunities and situations, and because it has the drive forms, and there's like a risk versus reward system regarding those forms, and just the overall all the fun boss fights. Honestly, I would say, now that I'm looking back at the entire series, Kingdom Hearts 2 had the best bosses. Yeah, there was one boss that will make you. Well, 2. But if you know what you're doing with the one I'm thinking about, you're fine. But there's one that will pull the hair out of your head. I'm gonna warn you now. Like there's one that he's a fucking dickhead.
Okay, so
yeah. Anyway, Manny, I'm sorry. What were we talking about? Persona.
Yeah, Persona Strikers. You will.
So I'm really okay because the comparison I had with Kingdom Hearts is that in Kingdom Hearts 2. There was a part of the game where you fight 1,000 enemies. Like 1,000 enemies just show up and you go Dynasty Warriors on them. You just beat the shit out of everybody. But it's not 1,000 enemies all at once. There are some that are pre-rendered in the background and they continuously spawn as more room is available because it's a PS2 game and PS2 can't handle 1,000 enemies on screen. So it was smart that they used like a pre-rendered video to simulate. Oh, there's like 1,000 of them. But what it is that they're just spawning in as soon as there's room before the PS2 explodes.
Makes sense.
Yeah, but it just reminded me of that. That was like my first exposure with Dynasty Wars, but it's not really Dynasty Wars. But Persona 5 Strikers is my first type of Warriors game, and it reminds me a lot of that, which is good to me because that's a warm fuzzy feeling I have because it reminds me of Kingdom Hearts 2, and Kingdom Hearts 2 is one of my favorite games of all time. So there you go. But like I was saying also, is that I am not a fan of the way you move, if that makes sense.
No, I get it. I can understand that.
I don't like how slow you are without dashing. Because I feel like in the original Persona 5, even in Royal, even if you're not dashing, you still are kind of, not fast, but like you're still moving, right? But in this one, you were just a snail. I constantly have to dash, right? I know that you can just, well, why don't you just dash? Right, but that's just me. This is me, all right? I don't care. Um, what else? I don't like the way you move when you go. When you press circle to move up to the thing. You know how in the original game you can like hide in corners.
Yeah.
You can't hide in every corner in Strikers. You can only hide in specific corners, and I'm just like, well, what the fuck? No, I want to hide in all the corners because in the in the original and Royal you could hide in every corner imaginable, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
No, okay, that part I agree with you. That part get to know how to really.
yeah, because there were parts where I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have an ambush. Wait, it's not. Oh, wait, there's no. I can't go in the corner. Oh, you gotta go in this corner. Or like in this, there was like a rooftop part. I remember there's a corner right here, and then I'm like, I had a big sigh because I'm just like, this is where I told you, I wish this game was just a traditional Persona RPG. Like I don't want this to be a Warriors game. And I'm not complaining that it's a Warriors game. I just don't want it to be a Warriors game.
Yeah, I got you.
And what else? It's throwing me off that every time I leave the jail, I have to, obviously recover SP. That's the same thing in the original. That's fine. But in here, time doesn't pass. I'm used to going to the dungeon in the original, making progress. I'm all out of SP, right? I know that there's items that you can refill it, but let's say I'm all out. I gotta go. Okay, let me leave, recoup, buy more stuff, get couple more things. Hey, look, now I can afford this one thing from, I forgot his name, EY, the arms guy.
Yeah.
EY. I'm sorry if I'm butchering his name, but that's what I liked. Here, he's nowhere to be found, and I'm over here. Where is he? I'm over here like John Travolta outside of his shop. Like, where is he? Like, where'd he go?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I know where you are. Cause
like, where'd he go?
Cause you probably met this girl then, the new girl.
Yeah, Sophia. I don't got any problems.
I love her.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, she's cool. I don't have any problems with her. I think it's fun. I think she's kind of funny. But I don't know. It's just throwing me off that time doesn't pass. You can just leave the jail, recoup, and go back like nothing happened. That's what's been throwing me off, especially like the first arc. Because I just beat Alice. I just beat the first boss.
I'm actually then we're at the same spot then.
Yeah, because I just hit. I'm on the road trip right now. Like we're making our way to that city, and because we already made a deal with Zinkichi, I think his name was the
police officer,
the guy that looks like me back in a couple weeks ago with long hair.
Oh, holy shit! It did look like you.
Yeah, I was like, holy shit, it's me. Yeah, but he kind of sounds like Troy Baker, but it's not Troy Baker. He just sounds like him. I was like, that's not Troy Baker. I'd be shocked if it was Troy Baker.
I low-key thought, what? Right, well, hold on. How the hell did he get Troy Baker?
Well, Troy Baker was in Persona 4 last time I checked.
Yeah. Was he? Fuck, I forgot which one was
he. I don't remember, but I knew. But I recall hearing a character that sounded like
he was your character's best friend.
Okay, because
the one with the two knives. That's his name.
The dirty blonde one, the brown haired one.
Yeah,
him. That's Troy Baker. I could have sworn it was somebody else, like a silver-haired character. Not the main character, but another silver-haired character. I've only played like an hour of Persona 4 just to test it out because I bought the game for the PS2 and I was just wondering if it worked and I played it for a bit. But anyway, I'm sorry about that. What else? I have a list of complaints. The graphics are a little not jank, but I'm not used to, like, it's just I'm just so used to Persona 5 Royal and they fixed everything in that game and they look so pretty. Here it's just like it looks really cheap. There's like lack of like anti-aliasing, a lot of, I call them ledger lines. They're just fucking everywhere, and I'm playing on PS5, mind you. And I looked into this before I played the game. I said, how does the game I looked into how does the game play on PS5? People are saying, yeah, the gameplay is great. The loading times are super quick. You can turn on the graphics mode and it'll be 1440p at 60 FPS. I'm like, oh, perfect, great, cool. If you turn on performance mode, it'll be 1080p at 60. I'm like, oh, then I'll take 1440p because I heard that the game on PS4 kind of chugs a bit. I heard that if you play on PS4 Pro, if you put on obviously performance mode, you're gonna get the higher frame rate, but the resolution's gonna take a hit. But if you turn on the graphics mode, you get 1440p, but it's like 40 between 40 to 60. so it's not a very smooth experience. And then I heard, oh, if you're on base PS4, good luck.
Oh, Gian.
What's up?
Troy Baker's character was Kanji.
Okay, and which one was that? The brown hair guy or the silver haired one?
The silver-haired one, the one that attacked you with a steel chair.
Gotcha. Okay. See, because it didn't seem right that it was the brown-haired guy.
Yeah.
The brown-haired guy. The brown-haired guy.
Look at him. It's like, okay, that's him.
Because from I remember, the guy with the brown hair is the one with the headphones.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
Yeah, because I could have sworn Troy Baker was an older person, like a silver-haired person, right?
Yeah, cause I look at him right now. I was like, yep, that looks like someone Troy Baker would voice.
Yeah. I mean, if we're wrong, I mean, like I said, I've only played an hour of the game, so you can't say anything. But yeah, I'm just not a super mega fan so far of Persona 5 Strikers. But since I love the characters of Persona 5, that's what's making me stick around. If this was a game about anything else, I would have stopped after this first boss. So the
first boss. Yeah, the first boss was like annoying me. I
didn't really have a tough time with her.
No, in the beginning it was annoying me, but then I got how she works.
Okay, during the first boss's arc, like the first arc, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I was just like, is this how a Warriors game is? Because I don't like it until when it's combat. I like it, but when you're walking around, I don't like it.
Well, yeah. I think each Warrior style game is done differently. Cause like the Samurai and Dynasty Warrior games, they give you a mission to go kill somebody. You fight 1,000 soldiers. You kill that somebody. Rinse and repeat.
And I would imagine these games are made on the cheap because they make so many of them.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm not saying cheap doesn't make it fun or you know what I mean. Like it could be the most cheaply made game. It could still be fun as hell. That's all that matters in the end. And yeah, Persona 5 Strikers is fun, but the presentation, albeit they still keep all those the nice graphic design from like Persona 5, like the original. That's nice and all. It's just sometimes the pacing is just like I need to. All right, let's get to the fights. That's what I'm here for, Even though I like catching up with all these characters, and there are nice moments, but there are some moments where I'm just like, can we get on? Like, can we just go?
Yeah.
Like,
that's the thing. That's what Dynasty Warriors does good. Like they constantly like throw enemies like, which is why I like them because I'm like, okay, well at least I know I don't have to go crazy looking for enemies because they just come find me.
Right. I if I'm alone on all this, cool. I don't care. This is what I think. I just hope it gets better. I don't know what. I mean, you just said that we're on the same part of the game. I just hope it gets a little better in terms of pacing, but I'm not holding my breath. And I know that sounds strange, but it's a Persona game. These games are long. I get it, right? But like, the original Persona 5 did it better. The writing, the way that the lines are delivered. I was more intrigued there than I am here. But that's not to say I don't like I still love these characters. Like these characters are are practically my friends. Like I love these people. But yeah, I guess it's just because it's been a long time. But I doubt it, man. Like I'm still once in a while I'm still listening to music from the original Persona 5, and I'm still looking up something related to it. Like those the fan art on the subreddit. Like I'm always looking at something Persona 5 related. Like it's never escaped my mind. It's not like, oh, I forgot how Persona was, and then here I'm in Strikers and I'm complaining. No, like I don't know, just weird. But I hope it gets better. I hope it gets better. I hope I can change my mind. And that's what I hope for a game that I'm not liking so far. I hope it changes my mind, and if it never does, okay, well, cool. Anyway, rant over.
Okay, let's go. But yeah, that's what I've been playing, and you've been playing Strikers, so
yeah. I beat before Strikers. Before I played it, I beat Crash Bandicoot 4. I don't know if I told you.
Yeah, you remember that you told me that he gets like.
Yeah, was it last episode that I told you? Or?
Yeah, I think it was last episode. You told me that like the game gets like damn near impossible.
Yeah, see, like this is where my memory comes in. I don't remember telling you I beat it. All I remember telling you that I was playing it and it was hard.
Yeah.
But yeah, I beat it a couple days. The day like when I was getting ready to play Strike, that was the day I beat it, because I said, well, because I got the game and I still haven't beaten Crash 4, so I was like, okay, let me beat Crash 4, because if I take a break, my instincts are gonna go down the shitter, because you need to be red hot when you play this game, because you gotta get used to the jumping, the rhythm, and the pattern. You know what I mean? Platforming, yeah. So I did the right thing and I beat Crash 4, loved it. It was hard as a fucking bitch. That the game towards the end is a bunch of fucking bullshit. Like, who designed this shit? It's like, whoever designed this level, I just want to shake his hand, right, real quick. Let me shake your hand.
And then I respect the shit out of you.
Yeah, because holy shit, you have pushed me to my limit here. But I did it. It took, look, there's a counter that keeps track of how many times you died. There's like 2 modes you can play this game. You can play in modern mode, meaning unlimited lives, but you have a counter so you can see how many times you died, or you can play retro mode where you have a set number of lives, like in the old games. And I'm telling you now, Manny, my death counter was in the triple digits.
Oh shit.
During this last part of the level, I was in the triple digits. I want to say it was like 105 deaths just in this section of the level. Everything else, I was like, yeah, that was difficult, but I got it. But this part, who designed this? I want to shake your hand. Just want to talk. Just want to have a talk. But at the end, when everything was said and done, and when the boss fight was happening, the final boss, he was still like difficult, but at the same, I was like, no, I got it. Oops. Oh no, but I got it. I didn't die nearly as much compared to that last level that I was talking about. But man, okay. I was awful. Like, it's not like this is badly designed. It's just like the timing, the execute. Like, you gotta think. It's just there's a lot of there's a lot of reflexes you got, because there are moments where you need to think fast or you're gonna die, right? Or you're gonna start all over, not all over again, but you're gonna like go back to the beginning of the section. Because this game has a pretty good checkpoint system, where if you die a lot of times, they'll add an extra checkpoint box for you, which the other games don't do that.
They didn't. Like, the game basically just said, "Oh, you need another checkpoint? Get good, ho."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because in the old games, you ran out of lives, you have to start the level all over again. But in here, you don't. Yep. But in this game, you get more checkpoint boxes. But if you keep dying a lot, they'll add an extra one for you, like right before the part you always die at. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. But I think, in this part, I never got it because it was practically the last section of the level before the end. It was like that home stretch, because it's like, oh, once you get over this, you're done. Here's the exit or whatever. But my God. Oh, I think I have PTSD from it. But like the good kind, where I'm laughing about it. Not because I hate it, I don't want to play it ever again. You know, I'll think about it, but I'll think about how frustrated I was, but I'll think about me like, yeah, I conquered that. You think this is shit? Or like, you think that's hard? Yeah, play this. I went through all this shit. But it was really fun, Manny. I encourage you, if you ever see that game on sale for a really good price, I encourage you to get it, because it's actually a pretty fun game.
Okay.
Just be prepared for that final stretch. It'll test you. Like, I just hope I didn't discourage you, but I actually am encouraging everybody. Like, no, everyone should play this game. This game is great. But that last stretch, ooh, man, ooh, no. But, yeah. Anyway, Manny, it says here on my notes that they announced a Ghost of Tsushima movie.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. First of all, what happened?
And the people and the director who did the John Wick movies is doing that? Holy shit.
Mm-hmm. It's like that moment from Django Unchained. First, you had my attention, now you have my curiosity. Because you were like, I was like, Ghost of Tsushima movie. Okay, cool, all right. But you say, director of John Wick. Okay, all right. You got something here. Yeah, man. First of all, when I saw the news, I was like really shocked. I was like, wow, they want to make a movie already? Like this, not even a year after the game is out? Like, holy shit. I know the game is great and everyone sang its praises, but it's like, holy shit. Like, now that I'm seeing everyone loves this game. Because I remember when the game was coming out, there was a critic that was saying, yeah, this is a pretty good Xbox 360 game. And I'm like, ouch. Okay. Yikes. Okay.
What? What?
Like, he meant it as it, like this is a pretty good, like, it felt like a early action 360 game. You know what I mean?
Oh, I was about to say, oh my god, that sounds as bad when that feminist girl said that Chun Li wasn't in the Mortal Kombat
Oh,
movie.
yeah. Where's Chun Li? You
And where's
cowards.
Chun Li?
Yeah.
And where's Chun
Yeah.
Li? What is this?
Yeah. I mean, where is Chun Li? Cowards. Make MK
Yeah,
versus Street Fighter.
yeah,
I thought that's what they meant, but it's like no, they were severely confused.
yeah. Clearly, I'm like, huh?
Yeah, I'm
I
like,
thought it was like a joke.
cause I was jokingly agreeing. Yeah, where is Chun Li? Where?
Yeah,
Yeah, where's
MK
MK versus Street Fighter?
make it happen.
Make it happen. Um, but I'm down, man. I love John Wick. I just hope nothing but good things. Because it's being obviously it's from Sony, right? So they own it, like they own that IP. But like it won't, it'll be in good hands because they own it and they know how it should play out. And I'm curious of what Sucker Punch thinks, the developers of the game. I can't really imagine that feeling when you work on a game and then the game comes out and everyone loves it, right? Everyone's just saying, "Oh my god, this is one of the greatest games ever! Oh, this game is awesome!" And then all of a sudden you hear, "Hey, we want to make your game into a movie. Like we want to take the story of your game and make it into a movie." How would that feel? I would imagine that Ed Boon was feeling when they wanted to make Mortal Kombat into a movie.
Well,
It's
the
just
first one, yeah, pretty sure he was excited, and
yeah.
then when they asked him to make Armageddon, they're like,
Oh,
no,
no, not Armageddon, Annihilation.
no, Annihilation. Who
Yeah,
cares? It still was a shitty movie.
yeah. We don't talk about that movie anymore.
Yeah, but we don't talk about that movie
We
here.
don't talk about that movie. Yeah, I can only imagine how gleeful how excited he was to hear something like that. Cause yeah, like that's exciting. That's awesome.
Hmm.
Taking it's like a story that it's really simple, but it packs a punch. Like it's a really at its core, it's a really simple story, but it really packs a punch. It's a really emotional story, and this pretty much told me your story doesn't need to be complicated. Your story doesn't need to be
As
have
long as it's done correctly.
right as long as it's done right and you have good characters, you have good writing. That's all you need. It could be the most simplest thing ever, and it could be amazing. It doesn't say you need all these bells and whistles. You need to have this. You need to have a funny character. Obviously, you have a funny character, but I'm saying you need to have this character, that character. You need to have all of this. No, you could just have this. Have it good or have it be good. Make sure you write it well. It works. You test it. You rewrite it where you should. Go through a test. You play test it. When you get in the mechanics and everything, you're good. It's just it could be like I said. The most simplest things could be the best things ever. Less is more. Less is more. I'm really excited about it. When do you think this movie will come out?
I'll honestly take the time. They could take the sweet time with it, but I'm not expecting like maybe 2022 or maybe later.
I don't know. That's if it was coming out 2022, I think it would start filming. I think immediately.
So it ain't gonna come out for like I said, they could take the sweet time with it.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't think they would need. Do you think a movie like this would need a lot of special? I would imagine so. A lot of special effects, right? Like when I mean special effects, I mean like CGI. Like, do you think it needs a lot of CGI?
Nah.
I mean, yeah, you could use CGI to enhance, like maybe
But just to like I don't know to get like the grittiness of samurai fighting down. But other than
I would
that,
imagine if whoever's gonna play Jin's gonna jump off a fucking tower and stab somebody, like assassinate somebody. Yeah, obviously CGI. Yeah, you can't or have a stunt double, but like shit. But I'm saying like, would you use like a lot of CGI, like make it look like a Zack Snyder film? It's all like hyper real. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, because he has a very distinct vision or distinct how do you say trademark. There you go. But I don't know. I feel like they should go for something like really gritty, really like real. You know what I mean? Make everything. If you're gonna do a cool ass stunt, I think it'll look better if it was on camera. I don't know. Just I would say just make it real as possible. Make it practical wherever possible. And if it's CGI, where it's uh, like as a last resort. You know, obviously CGI for like the blood or whatever, the blood splatter, obviously, right? But I'm saying
Mm.
for effects, like I don't know, like visually, like whenever he goes like, what's that mode called? Where you click the two buttons and you go into like a rage mode, ghost of Sparta. No,
Yeah, it's ghost mode.
I think it's ghost. I almost called it Ghost of Sparta from God of War.
Ghost of Sparta. I was said to put Sparta people in the samurai game. That'd be
No.
badass.
Yeah. No, like what I mean, if you're gonna use CGI, I think you should use it like to make it look prettier, I guess, but not like have a CGI person get stabbed or you know what I mean. From I just wanted something real, like John Wick. Like John Wick, didn't have that much CGI. I would imagine. I think that the movie was really low budget. And they stretched that budget really far, and they made a pretty good movie out of it.
No,
Uh, uh,
I'm
uh,
trying to look for the samurai movie that I seen like a year ago. Like
Obviously, for special effects, I mean, yeah, you can have fire, like real fire on the camera. The camera looking at it, stuff like that. I'm not saying put a CGI leaf when the leaves are like flowing through the wind, make it real. You know what I mean?
mm-hmm.
I don't like CGI. I just hope they don't go overboard. I just hope they make it real looking. And I hope they take some notes from the Akira, not Akira. Was it Akira Kurosawa? You know, the filmmaker that they were inspired by,
Yeah,
Kurosawa.
Kurosawa.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I just hope.
Kurosawa. They even named one of the modes after him.
Exactly. I just hope that obviously they pay homage to his work too. Like obviously a samurai film needs to look at how he did things and pay homage to that. I just hope because the game did so that right, and
Mm-hmm.
I just hope the film can respect that too, which I think they should. You know. I would say I think at the earliest, 2024. I think that's when I think the movie should come out at the earliest.
Yeah.
If they like go into production really soon, yeah, I would say 2024. Because 2023, I don't know. Because if you wanted to put it out next year, you would have to start now. I don't even know if they even have a cast down, so I would imagine they would take like this entire year. Because obviously with COVID, like not a lot of people can meet together a lot. So everything would have to be done remotely, like casting, auditioning, stuff like that. So obviously, I think things will take a lot more time than usual. So I would think they would use this the rest of the year to figure that out, and I think they would go into production, next year, and then maybe have it out 2023, or maybe they can have it. They can sit on it 2024. I would say 2023, 2024 at this point, earliest. Anyway. Unless you have nothing else, Manny, I'm gonna move on.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So really quick, Back for Blood got delayed, and so did Gotham Knights. What do you think?
Back for Blood, I'm not surprised. I'm not even really concerned about it.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm concerned about is Arkham Knights.
Yeah, Gotham Knights. Yeah, I'm pretty concerned about that too.
I'm like, oh.
Yeah, because it was supposed to come out this year, and they pushed it out another year.
Yeah, I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah,
Damn,
so
that must mean they really didn't like Will.
I think it's because they were noticing how Avengers was handling everything.
Mm-hmm.
That I hope that's the reason.
Oh, yeah. Sorry for changing the subject. That movie is called 13 Assassins. Just watch that, and that's how I want the Ghost of Tsushima movie to be done.
What's the movie called?
It's called 13 Assassins.
13 Assassins. Okay.
Oh, go ahead.
Is it like a recent film, or did it like come out a long time ago, or?
It came out in 2010.
Oh, okay. So it's like still modern.
Yeah.
Cool. What was that one movie? It was like a low budget movie that during the 3D craze. I think it was called Ninja Assassin.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one, but I kind of don't want to see it
Yeah,
because
because I think it's one of those like low budget trash bargain
hmm
bin movies. I remember like the marketing was everywhere because I think most of the money was spent on the marketing.
well, that and I think the Coen Brothers did the movie, so everybody thought it was going to be amazing.
Oh really? Oh yeah.
That's what
I
I
don't
heard.
recall who made that movie. All I know is that how I remember this movie. It was because I had a friend who recently. This was what back in 2009, 2010. He recently like he was still stuck on like standard definition TVs, and then he made the jump to HD. Finally, this was when 1080p was a big deal.
Hmm
So he like got an HD TV. He bought a PS3, and his first official Blu-ray was Ninja Assassin. And he told me, "Yeah, man, this movie looks badass." I'm
He
like,
watched it and he was like,
"No, I think I left already by the time." I was like, "Yeah, man, you
"Oh,
take care. I think I'll." And that's how I remember that movie, Ninja Assassin, because it was a prominent moment in his life that he made the jump to HD, and I was helping him set it up or whatever, and set up his PS3. And it was like, "Yeah, man, I'm gonna watch this movie later." I'm like, "Yeah, that's cool," because
hmm,
I think we were playing. I don't remember what game we were playing. I think we were playing. Oh, I remember we were playing Tekken 6. Holy shit, Tekken 6. Yeah, yeah, it was. This was when everyone like all our his friends came over. Like I didn't know them, but they were really cool, and then we were all playing Tekken 6. This is when Tekken 6 was new, bro.
no, damn."
Yeah, this is what 2009, 2010. Holy shit. Yeah, it was good vibes. We were playing Tekken. Yeah, I remember now. He got a new TV. He got a PS3. He got Tekken 6. I think. Yeah, he bought Tekken 6. Yeah, crazy. Anyway, uh, yeah, I think Gotham Knights they delayed it solely, and I think you really need to take your to really take your time on a because it's designed to be like Avengers. It's a live games as it's a game as a service. Like it's gonna be online. It's gonna have co-op. It's gonna have you have to repeat the missions over and over. I just hope they're taking their time on this to really obviously make it fun, but to also uh, you know do what Avengers sought out to do, but make it, but make sure you're doing it. You know what I mean? Make sure it's good.
Mhm.
Or they could have a realization and be like, okay, this type of game's not gonna work. We're gonna have to rework everything. Which I hope it's not, because you only have a year to do it, and I think a year is way too not enough time to do that. I just hope they're just reworking how this game is going to function, or how is it going to work as a games as a service, because Avengers is just how not to do it.
Hmm
Yeah. So 2022, I want to say maybe it'll come out spring 2022, maybe, because I don't think this game should come out in the fall, because I think it'll be buried by like whatever Call of Duty or Battlefield game is out that time, or whatever it's gonna be the big game, whatever big game is coming out that fall. I mean, look, don't get me wrong. When they announced this game, I was like, okay, I'm on board, because Red Hood, Robin, Batgirl, I was just like, oh, or Nightwing's in. I was like, oh, hell yeah. And then they announced, oh, it's gonna be one of those games. God damn it.
Forget it.
But no, I didn't say forget it. I was just like, oh, but I this looks cool. I like it. Like this is cool. But and then when Avengers came out, and then everything what was going on with that game happened, I was like, well, Gotham Knights wants to do this too. Then I don't know, man. They need to fix. They need to take notes, and I think that's what they did. For Back for Blood, I mean, they only pushed it back to October. It was supposed to come out, I think. I don't know when it was supposed to come out, but it was supposed to come out this year. But it's still coming this year. But
Yeah.
it got pushed to October, which I think it's fitting, because it's a zombie game. Zombie and
hmm
Halloween mixed together really, really, really well. It's just another Left 4 Dead game. Like, it's made by the same people, right? So, it's got lots of potential. But then again, this is the same people that brought us Evolve, so there's plenty to be concerned about.
hmm
So it's
But something tells me that they learned their lesson. Something tells me they learned their lesson with Evolve.
yeah. I just
Because Evolve had potential. Evolve had potential, but
Yeah.
then all those microtransactions.
Yeah, it was awful.
Yikes.
It was awful, man. Dude, I remember when Evolve came out, like the day of. Was it the day of or the week of? but I was in my second year in college. In college, I was at the state college, and I remember because there was I didn't talk to these people, but there was rumblings in the classroom. There was rumblings. Oh man, did you get Evolve? Oh my god, that game is awesome. And I'm like, damn, everyone's talking about Evolve. I mean, shit. I mean, I'll look into it because I knew about Evolve. I knew it was made by people Left 4 Dead, but this was during a time where I couldn't like afford every game, you know. And I was thinking, it's like, damn, Evolve. Everyone's talking about it. Everyone at school's talking about it. Okay, well, let's just see how it turns out. Let me see the reviews, and then that's when everything started to come into place. Where I think Angry Joe at the time was complaining. He's like, yeah, fucking hide and seek, let's go. You know, everyone's like making fun of it, and then it just kept getting worse and worse for the game. It's just one of those games. Like, it only came out on PS4 and Xbox One, so it was like a next gen only game. I think the reason a lot of people got it at first was because it's something to play on those consoles, and they realized how tedious that game was. They just stopped. It was like buyer's remorse, you know. Yeah, so I never picked it up. Even when it went free to play, I never picked it up. There were times I was like considering it, but I was just like, I don't know. I don't feel like playing hide and seek right now.
And I shouldn't. You want to know what the first red flag was for me when I went to go pick it up at the midnight release? I was the only one there.
Oh, oh my God! Were you in Chicago back then?
Yep.
Wow.
The fact that I was the only one there, I was like, damn, they already get there. So nope, you're like the only one here. I'm
at
like,
midnight.
You
made these people. you were the reason these people had to stay open.
Yeah,
to pick up Evolve.
I was like, there's an omen of things to come.
Oh man, I don't know, Manny, but that's hilarious. But also,
no,
really
not back then. I was laughing at it when I got home. I was like, okay, I was even telling Hector with me. Everyone playing. I said, Hector, something's telling me I'm not going to be playing this game for long. He was like, why? Because when I went to go pick it up for a midnight release, I was the only one there.
Damn.
Yeah, holy shit.
And the fact that the game was pretty hyped, you know, like it was a lot of hype around.
Yeah. I was like, holy shit.
Because the main driving force was because all the guys who made Left 4 Dead were making it.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I was like, don't get me wrong, back when I didn't know about the game was a blast to play, but I'm like,
right,
they rely way too much on you buying things.
The game could be, you know, feel great to play, but of all the monetization in play, like all the microtransactions, like it could be too much, and then the loop, no pun intended, the gameplay loop was just not enough to keep people coming back.
Yeah, I agree.
Because a game like Borderlands, the loop is there. You know, you shoot, grind, loot, repeat. You know, and it's really fun. As just an example of Borderlands. But Evolve, you just fucking hunt down one monster who could be hiding the entire time. And what if somebody's playing as a monster? What if he wants to hide the whole game and wasting all your goddamn time?
And there was like and there was a monster that if you happen to be that monster, you might as well not even play the game because the monster won because he was broken.
Right. But was I right that someone could play the monster? I could have sworn that was the game.
Yeah, you could.
Okay.
Like there was a ghost monster that like there was a ghost monster in the game who was fucking broken.
Right. Awful. And I just hope that Back 4 Blood is good. And this is a good thing that they delayed it. That means they care. I think their reason was they want to make sure that they have a good game on their hands. I'm like, well, good. Delaying game. That's what the delaying games are for. Make sure your game works. Make sure it's fun. You know, you make sure that everything's working. Because could you imagine if it came out, like, let's say it was supposed to come out in May, and they delayed it to October, all that extra time they needed, dude, I think the game would have been broken.
Mm-hmm.
So good on them. I mean, I'm all for delaying games. I mean, I kind of have PTSD with delayed games because of Cyberpunk, you know, because it's been hyped for so long, and then they promised all this and that, and then they delayed it like every other week. And look how it turned out.
Mm-hmm.
Should not have been released at all. Should have been delayed till it's ready, if you ask me.
I agree.
And now I'm sitting on a copy that's just taking up space, which is awful. But yeah, I think it'll be a good conversation piece, I guess. If you really think about it, like the physical copy of it, because
Yeah.
because I think we talked about it. We talked about it with Frankie, dude. Like if you own the game physical, like that just means the version of the game that's in that disc is the game in its most broken form. So that's a piece of history. Like that's history right there. I don't know if you ever seen Uncut Gems. Have you?
Yeah, I've seen like that's one Adam Sandler.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, but I heard it's a great
There's
movie.
a quote that cracks me up, like when put out of context, because I have the picture of him saying that. He's like, "That's history right there." You understand?
Mm-hmm.
This is that line. Obviously, in the movie, it's all dramatic. I get it, right, but like in a meme, when you screenshot that and you put that text, it's like that's history right there. That's really funny. And because when I think of Cyberpunk, yeah, that is history right there, especially if you own a physical copy of it. Because right now there's no, if you're on PlayStation, there's just no way to get the game digitally. You returned it, right? You got a refund for it?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah, they gave me my refund. I'm like, okay, sweet.
Good. I think yeah, I'm just gonna try the game again when it's out on PS5.
That's what I want to do. Because, like I said, despite all the game's glitches, I had fun with it.
Right, like there is a good game in there. Like I was enjoying the story, right? I just couldn't deal with the game crashing every hour.
Mm.
After like the fifth, sixth time, dude, it gets tiring. Like, if this is what the experience is like, I'm not gonna play it anymore. Anyway, I don't want to talk about Cyberpunk anymore. It's making me depressed.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, let's change the subject.
Yeah. So this is the big one. This is we were just talking about digital games and buying digital games. Like the Suikoden 2 example I gave. So there's a report, Manny. If you probably heard that the PlayStation Store on the PS3, the PSP, and the PS Vita are all shutting down.
I heard about that.
It's gonna shut down. I think July 2nd. Or at least the summer. There's a report saying in the summer of this year that they're gonna shut those services down. That they're gonna shut down PS Store on those 3 devices. What do you think about that? Do you think it's the right thing? Like, do you think it's a good call because obviously these are old systems, or do you think this is a horrible decision and they should keep them up?
Considering that the PS5 is going to be the system to get now, I think it's the right call to make.
Okay. Now, what if
because since like you said, since it's like you said, they're like on console now and all that stuff, I think it's the good call to make. But I could see why people would be annoyed with why it's happening.
Right. Well, I'm gonna have to disagree with you. You say that they should shut them down. I think that it's a really bad call. I don't think they should shut these services down because what are you gonna do for the games that only exist digitally on those platforms? Those games will be lost to time. So if you wanted to play, Dead Nation's not a good example because Dead Nation's on PS4. What's it really? Oh, Manny, the Mortal Kombat Arcade Collection. That's only on PlayStation 3. How do you want to play MK in HD? You can't. It's only on the PlayStation. No, better yet, Street Fighter 3 Third Strike Online Edition. That's a good version of Street Fighter 3 that has online. It was only on 360 and PS3. How can you play that game again if they shut down the PS3, the PS Store on the PlayStation 3?
Very good point.
How do you get that back? Do you want to play Street Fighter 3 off the 15th or the Anniversary Collection? No.
Yeah, that line's trash.
No, I don't want to do that because they did it right the first time. Why don't you just keep it up? People still play it, you know. I know this game got delisted, Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
But still,
let's say that game was still up, and that game super expensive on Dreamcast, PS2, Xbox. Oh, but on digital it's like $10. Okay, then I'll get it on PS3, $10, whatever, right? Or 360, but in this case PS3. No, just like in real, but in actuality, that game is actually delisted. You can't buy it. Where can you buy the game? Oh, do you have $200? Okay, you go pay a scalper for it. It's really rough, man. I don't think they should shut them down, because there's gonna be some games in there that are obviously exclusive to those platforms digitally. There are gonna be lots of time, and me, I'm all about the preservation of video games. So I hope it's not true. I hope that they can keep them on, because, like I said, there's gonna be some games in there that you can't. That means you can't buy PS1 games. So let's say somebody wants to get into Suikoden 2. How can you get Suikoden 2? Do you have $300 in your pocket? Okay, go on eBay then. But no, the game's only $5 on the PlayStation Store. Okay, yeah, I'll take a digital copy. But like if the PlayStation Store was gone, I could play the game. So there's the problem. There's like there's generations worth of games. You got PS1, PS2, and PS3 games obviously on PS3 games you can only play on PS3, but you can play PS1 games on the PSP and the Vita. I don't know, man. Like, this is it's really bad. I don't think they should do it. Did I change your mind? Did I successfully change your mind?
Yeah, you actually did change my mind, because now, like, damn, now I'm getting the feels.
Yeah. No, seriously, like, what if...
No, but I do agree with you on a lot of points, though. Like, yeah, there's going to be a lot of games that I'm going to want to play again, and I'm like, okay, great, well,
yeah.
I can't play this shit now.
Right, but like, it's not like, if you have the game already installed, I think you're good. But it's not clear if it's like, okay, because I don't know if you used to have a PS3, right?
Yeah, I used to have one.
So do you remember how, let's say you deleted a game and you want to re-download it, you just go back to your download list and re-download it, right?
Yeah.
It's not clear whether or not that's going to stay. Because if that's not going to stay, how are you going to re-download Marvel vs. Capcom 2 if you have a...
Mm-hmm.
Right. That's the part where I'm worried. If they shut it down, at least have us get the option to download those games back. If they only take away the part of purchasing the games, which still sucks, look, I'm not going to agree with it. I'm not going to accept it. It's still going to suck. But at least give us the option to download whatever I had. Because, Manny, I have 100, if not almost 1,000 games digitally across these platforms. I think on PS3 alone, I think I have like 800 something games. Like, and they're all obviously like, obviously a lot of them are demos, and the free games on PlayStation Plus, and the hundreds and hundreds of games I bought on sale on the stores. Like there's PS1 games, there's PS2 games, a lot of digital PS3 games, a bunch of Vita games too. Like, I would say it's in the 800s. Like, it's in 800 something. Like if you take away that option, you're taking away that option for me to play those games. But realistically, I can't fit all those games on my hard drive, because, believe it or not, games take space. My PS3 is only 160 gigabytes, but if you take away the OS, like all the mandatory installs, it's like 130 something gigs probably. Like, I can't fit all those games in there. I know those smaller games like Marvel. I think Marvel 2 only takes like, I don't remember how long. It's not that big of a game. I think Mortal Kombat, the trilogy, I think takes like a gig or two or something like that. But you know where I'm coming from.
Yeah, I know what you get. I get what you're saying.
So you're telling people to invest in hard drives for an old ass console to re-download all those games? No. How about you just keep the store up?
Here's the idea: don't get rid of it.
Yeah, that's what I said. Just don't get rid of it.
Yeah.
Keep it up. Oh boy, I'm really upset about it, to be honest with you. Look, I'm only one person. I can't stop Sony doing what they want to do, because I understand where they're coming from. They can look at the data and be like, oh, not a lot of people use it. Right, I get it, because we're on PS5, right? PS3, believe it or not, like, dude, think about it. That's 2 generations ago. You can make that argument. Oh, dude, this is like ancient technology. No one's gonna use this anymore, right? But like the examples I just gave, what if you feel like buying Street Fighter 3 Online Edition. Now's the time to buy it if you want. I'm considering buying it because I only had it on the 360 Street Fighter 3. So now I'm considering buying it for the PS3. That's the thing. I to be honest, I saw an article saying these are the best games to buy on PlayStation Store, like before it closes down, like the PS3. These are the best PS3 games to buy. I bet you Street Fighter 3 is one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But man, if you had a PS3, I think I would challenge you to a fight on Street Fighter Third Strike.
Yeah, that Street Fighter 3 would probably be a game you could beat me on because that's like
Really?
it's my favorite one, but it's the hardest one.
Yeah, because I love Street Fighter. I love Third Strike, but I agree it's the hardest one, and you could probably kick my ass in it. Like I am not confident, but I love it just for the art style, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But it's fun, right? Once you get into
It's a
it,
fun ass game.
right?
It introduced me to Ibuki, so.
Ooh, yeah. And lots of in character and Oro from that originated from there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So and he's coming to Street Fighter 5.
Who, according to the story, he's the strongest character in the whole series.
Wow, I didn't know about that.
Yeah, that's what he fights with one arm because they said that the last time he fought someone with two arms, he killed him.
Wow.
I was like, okay, he's training Ryu.
Wow.
I'm like,
See,
okay.
I'm not too well versed into the lore, but I'm that's where I have you, honestly.
Yeah,
I know the basic. I know the basic things. Like obviously Ryu, Ken, they were training under Gen or whatever, and they were part of the. Okay, no, that's just a message. But I know about like the relationship of Ryu and Ken, and obviously the importance of Akuma, all these characters.
Mm-hmm.
So you know, like just the basic things. Like I don't really go in deep in there. Like I don't go ham in there. Like so, I bet you someone in the comments is probably yelling at me saying, "No, you asshole!" Something about Ryu and Sakura or something like that.
Yeah.
But I know about Dan Hibiki. Like Dan is just a joke character, but he's actually like a really wholesome character. I think like he's actually a cool character. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. But yeah, man. I think this is a bad call. I think they should not do it. But what's gonna stop them? Like I can't stop them. The best I can do right now is say, hey, don't do it. You know. But because of the uncertainty, what's gonna happen with the download list, especially on PS3, because that's the only source, or one of the sources. Because to be honest with you, the PlayStation Store, like the actual PlayStation Store, in the PS3, like when you go into the console and you go to the store using the console, it is trash. It is slow. It is fucking. It is horrible. It is just bad. Like it lags. You could have amazing internet and that shit would just not work. You know. I think it would crash. I never had it crash, but I think it is that kind of experience where you're like, this shit is about to crash any second. I remember the old PlayStation Store. That thing was fast and that thing was responsive and that thing worked. It is beyond. I don't know why they changed it. It is just bad. Like you're better off going on the website. But then the website got rid of PS3 games. Got rid of PSP and Vita and PS3 games. So I bet you that was the first part. Which depresses me now that I think about it. That means if I wanted to buy a PS3, so if I wanted to buy Street Fighter 3 online, I have to go through the PS3's PlayStation Store, and I'm not looking forward to it. Yeah, and also, there's like I was saying earlier, there's a lot of PS1 games on there. That's where you can buy Suikoden 2. I think Suikoden 1 is in there too, maybe. I don't remember. But the Crash Bandicoot trilogy, the original, same with Spyro, Final Fantasies 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, and Chrono Trigger are in there. I'm trying to think of other games. I don't know if Legend of Dragoon was in there.
No, it wasn't.
No.
My brother had to try looking for it like crazy, and it worked.
You would think, because I think Sony published that game. You would think they put it in there.
I thought it was.
Yeah, because it's published by Sony. I could have sworn it was. What was another game Rayman? I think Rayman was in there. And there was a lot of, not a lot, but there was a couple of licensed games like Disney and like Hercules was in there too. What was the other game? Toy Story. Like there was a Toy Story racing game. I don't know if you remember that one.
Nope.
Shit, man. There was a Toy Story racing game called Toy Story Racer. That game was a bunch of bullshit, but it's super nostalgic. You know, I'm very nostalgic about that game. Same with like the Toy Story 2 game where you play as Buzz Lightyear. Oh come on, man! You haven't played that one?
No, I didn't play a lot of Toy Story games when I was a kid because all of them suck.
No, man. Toy Story 2 was good.
It was decent.
You can go first person.
No. Wow.
You can see Buzz's reflection. Next gen.
Next gen, people.
Ray tracing ain't shit. The PS 4K can kiss my ass.
No, the last Toy Story game I played was like on a computer when I was in elementary school.
Wow, I know the one you're talking about too.
Yeah, that one.
Was it a side scroller?
Yep.
Okay, then that's the one that we're talking about. That I'm thinking about too.
Yeah, that's the
you
one.
You were in elementary school. That was what, 95. I mean, I was 1 years old. I was only a year old back in 95, Manny. How does that make you feel?
Oh shit. Well, good.
But I didn't play that game that we're just talking about. I think it was just called Toy Story. It was on Super Nintendo, it was on Genesis, and it was on PC. I definitely played it on Super Nintendo, like an emulated Super Nintendo at the time. And this had to be 1998. This had to be around 98. Definitely 98, 99. Because I had a Super Nintendo emulator. No need for a Genesis emulator because I had the real thing.
Mm-hmm.
But for Super Nintendo, I had a lot of... Honestly, the games that I had on that emulator, dude, if I could find these games physical, they would just... Oh my god. I had... the first of all, I had the Power Rangers game, like the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers game, the beat 'em up one.
Yeah.
Like, not the movie one, but the first one. Like,
that was fun.
The movie one, in my opinion, the best version is the Genesis version. Even though that game towards the end can eat a dick because it's hard as shit. But with a buddy, it's fun, like because it's the co-op. But the one on Super Nintendo, the one that's based on the show, is fucking fun. That game is fun as fuck. But the game that I think is, well, I wouldn't say better, but I think it's also really fun, a really fun game, is, I don't know the full name of it, but it's based on Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, obviously. But it's a fighting game with the Megazords.
I know what game you're talking about.
I think it's called Tournament Edition.
It's Tournament Edition. I played it before.
That game was awesome. And it was on Super Nintendo, but I played it on the emulator, and that game was awesome. What else did I play? I think I also played like a Jurassic Park game too. Like
was it a side scroller?
Yes, it was. It was called Chaos something.
Was there some stage when you were the human, and then some stage when you were the Velociraptor?
Well, that one I played. I had it. I have that game physically on Genesis, right? That's not the game. There was a Super Nintendo. Look, I'm gonna look. Oh, shoebox. Oh, shit.
Yeah, that's the one I saw.
Everything's falling. No. Like the one you're thinking about. Yeah, like but we're talking about You're thinking about Genesis, right? Not Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
Not that one. There's this one. Let me look it up. Jurassic Park. This is live. We're doing it live. What's it called? Yes, here it is. It's called Jurassic Park Part 2: The Chaos Continues.
Okay.
It was on Super Nintendo. It was only on Super Nintendo and Game Boy, but I played the Super Nintendo version. Yep, I'm looking at a screenshot. That's the game. That is it. Yeah. Jurassic Park 2: The Chaos Continues. I think this game, came out in 95. This came out way before Lost World. This was back when Lost World was coming out. This was 97, 98. Yeah, when I played it. How did we get here? We were just talking about PlayStation Store. How did we get to Super Nintendo?
We were talking about old school games.
Yeah. But what was before that? See,
I grew up,
this is where my
but
memory.
yeah, then I grew up in a time period where like games were like freaking hard.
Yeah, that Power Rangers game on Genesis, the one that's based on the movie. That game was hard.
Mm.
It got hard.
The Lion, the Lion King game. That game could go eat a bag of dicks.
Yeah, I agree with you. That game could eat a bag of dicks, even though I have a huge nostalgia boner for it. But it could eat a bag of dicks.
Yeah,
Because that
just
game was
because of that
hard.
one. Yeah, just because of one stupid level.
Yeah.
You know which one I'm talking about.
Oh, I know which one you're talking about. That game, yeah.
I think I seen on Twitter that like a girl was playing that game for the first time, and I guess she didn't know that when you lose your lives, you're starting from the beginning.
Yeah.
So she was like, "What do you mean game over?
Because
The fuck you mean game over?"
Because kids are used to unlimited continues. Checkpoints.
Yeah.
Kids are used to checkpoints. Kids aren't used to. They didn't know that we had it this way. That we had lives. We had not lives. As in we had lives socially. No, I say we had live counters.
No. Like you have 3 lives. Like if you lose those 3 lives, guess what, honey? You're screwed.
Yeah, or opportunity to get more. You know. Yeah, those were.
Yeah, I grew up when Battletoads existed.
Yikes! I never played Battletoads.
Dude.
But I know how hard it is. I know I've seen that game in action.
Yeah, do not play that game with a friend if you want to be his friend.
Yeah.
Because that game is notorious for ending friendships.
With the Power Rangers the movie the game, since it was a beat 'em up, and I know Battletoads had like a scrolling effect where it was like you were like on jet skis or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but on this it was you were moving forward, but in Power Rangers you were moving to the left or right. So I don't think it was much of a friendship ender.
Well, Battletoads was just a friendship ender was because if one person had 1 life left and that person
so you guys
died,
shared lives.
Yeah, you do.
Oh, fuck that! I didn't know that.
So let's say you and I are playing. You have 3 lives and I have 1 life, and I die. It's game over.
Oh, fuck that! I don't know why people want that game remade or when they brought it back.
Yeah, that's why that game ended friendship, because you could be almost done with the game and I die and the game's done, homie. And you're gonna be like, okay, but
get the fuck out of my house.
Well, fuck the house. Get the hell out of my damn life. There's a war.
Get out of my life. You know, we should have like an episode dedicated to that, like gaming struggles like that. Not just struggles like just you were struggling with a game, how hard it was, or just pretty much how hard games were back then.
Mm-hmm. I'm down for that.
Yeah, that would be interesting. That'd be interesting. We should definitely have Hector on there too, because I think he would have more to say.
I'm down for that. Yeah. Well, Hector's gonna be busy for a while.
Right. Like I said, whenever I think of ideas, it's not an immediate.
Yeah, because his restaurant's opening this Tuesday, I think so.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, the 31st. So I know he's gonna be super occupied with that.
Okay. You know what I was thinking. I might as well say this now, and we can look back when it happens. Could you imagine, if Capcom out of nowhere just like announces a Power Stone remake?
I won't mind that.
and we all know how much Andrew loves Power Stone.
Holy shit, Andrew would go crazy.
Yeah, I think it would be a crime not to have him here, like have him with us to talk about it.
That is true.
Because he's the only person that I know, other than you, man, that knows what Power Stone is. Because I have friends, that are younger than me, and I have friends that are older, but I only have you, Frankie, Danny. Like you guys are way older than me, right? And Andrew too. Andrew's way older, but like the friends that are younger than me, like are only like 3 or 4 years younger than me, and I tell them, yeah, Power Stone, and they're like, what the fuck is Power Stone? And I'm over here like, oh my god. Like it is. You have no idea how disheartening it is when you're talking about games like with my other, like my team, like the people that I work with at school. And I bring up like a really old game, and they're like, "What the fuck is that?" Because these are Zoomers, these are Gen Z people. Like, believe it or not, these are Gen Z that they were born after 95. They were born in 95, 96, 97, hell, probably 98, and they don't know what Power Stone is. They don't know. They'll probably say, "Yeah, I know Crash Bandicoot. Yeah, I might. Yeah, Spiral. That's fun." Yeah, that all they know is like the 2000s. You know, like they grew up with. Like their first console was probably the GameCube or the PS2, you know, or probably the Xbox 360. You know, think about it, Manny. Like someone's first console was probably the 360. Like when they were like 5. You know.
Yeah, this is true.
And think about it, like that kid who was 5 years old when the 360 came out back in 2015. Like they had the 360 practically all their life. And I heard I heard about a kid that was complaining, "Oh, why do we have to upgrade consoles?" It's like, well, that's what happened because this was back in I don't know if you remember the when the economy crashed, like back in 2008. They artificially like extended the lifespan of the PS3 and 360 because I think they were planning to put out PS4 and Xbox One back in like 2011, 2012. But they didn't think they were ready for it because of like obviously the economy was pretty rough at the time. But then they were like, okay, in 2013 people were like comfortable with it, and that's why it succeeded so well because people were waiting for it, they were hungry for it. But there were some people that were like, oh no, upgrading consoles? What? No, that's crazy talk. Why would I do that? Because these kids grew up with PS3 and 360 their entire lives because they were like they were getting ready to, you know, to work a job, you know, like it's crazy. I don't know. That's just a random thought I had. Like, back then, it was a crazy. It even hit me too when I was overhearing a conversation. This was back in like 2018, I think. It was a couple years ago. That somebody said, "Hey, when's your birthday?" "Yeah, my birthday is September 2nd, 2000. And I'm like, "Oh, that kid's just a..." And I realized what year it was, 2018. This kid's 18 years old. Holy fucking shit, I'm old. You know, like he was born in 2000. Like I thought it was crazy. I couldn't believe it. Like the little smallest things. Like I can't believe it. It probably hit you when I told you, "Yeah, Manny, I was a year old in '95. How did that make you feel?"
And my nephew's about to be 21 years old this year, so
Yeah. Fuck,
so
you're
me
old.
just saying that, just like,
Fuck, you're old.
yeah.
It's like Malcolm in the Middle. The future is now, old man. You ever watch that? I think you did, right?
Yeah, I love the first couple seasons, but then I just got annoyed by it.
Yeah, it like kind of got a little stale towards the end.
But I did always love the opening though.
Yeah, I know. When I saw it for when WandaVision got up to that era, I got super nostalgic for it.
I just got the song in my head now. You're not the boss of me now.
Well, Manny, I could talk about why Sony, excuse me, why Sony shouldn't close down the PlayStation Store on the PS3 and the Vita and the PSP. But that's just all a rumor. I could talk about all I want, but you know, I made my point. Not a good idea. I successfully changed your mind.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Especially the Vita, because I love the Vita. It was just it was just handled wrong.
Yeah, the Vita. That's the Vita was.
That's a story. That's a thing for another episode.
Yeah, the just like there's this YouTuber I follow who's a really cool guy. He had like a documentary about the Vita, and he called it Sony's coolest mistake. He's like, yeah, you're damn right. That's their coolest mistake. That Vita was amazing. The Vita as a console or a handheld, that thing's amazing.
It was just handled poorly.
Yeah, the games were awesome, right? But the business practice, you know, like the proprietary memory sticks, Sony charging whatever they want for it, like 16 gigabytes for like $60 or something like that. Like that's just outrageous. Like I get it to combat piracy, but like fuck, man, you're just telling everyone to fuck off. Like Yeah, you're like you said. It was just a poorly handled machine. A handheld full of amazing potential, full of great games, but it didn't really find its way because of things like that. What I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh, I didn't bring this up earlier, Manny, but this is just a little bonus edition, and just really quick. There was a patent that Sony filed regarding trophies in older emulated titles, and says in quotes.
Oh shit.
So do you think, because for closing down the PlayStation Store and the PS3, the PSP and the Vita, do you think that these games will be available on PS5 through emulation? Like, do you think these games will make a comeback on PS5? Like that's the reason they're shutting down, because they're getting ready to put them on PS5, like as emulation.
I could, yeah, I do think like that. Actually, I could see that happening. Like,
yeah, because not so much because of those systems, but for PS1 and PS2. Because those systems didn't have trophies. Vita had trophies, but not PSP. So I think the patent was more for PS1, PS2, and PSP. Now, PSP, I don't know, since that's a handheld, how had a handheld game blown up in 4K, I don't think will look amazing. It could try, but it won't look amazing, right? So, see, here's the thing. This to me is just gonna sound really. I can't believe I'm saying this, but if for PS1, 2, and 3 to come to PS5 at the cost of cutting off support, like PlayStation Store support for the PSP and Vita, that I can live with. I can live with that. If you can make PS1, PS2, and PS3 playable on PS5, then I'm all for it. I just have to make sure that I have to back up all those games on Vita. I just have to eat the bullet and get a memory stick for the Vita and just put every single game that I have for it on that system before they shut it down. Because, like, I think they're gearing up. I know patents aren't supposed to mean that things are coming. They just patent it just in case, just so they can say, yeah, we own this. So if we can look into it, yeah, we own it. We feel comfortable going forward with it. But do you think this is just part one of however many parts it's gonna take to get those games running on a PS5, like PS1, 2, and 3?
I would mind to bring PS2 games on the PS5. There's a few games I've been wanting to play again.
Yeah, but when they say emulation, do they mean digital only, or if you have the disc, can I put the disc in there? If you have the disc edition of PS5.
I think there's a case of the whole across the bridge when we get to it type of thing.
Because PS3 at first it was all based on the hardware. It was hardware based. When they were trying to make the PS3 chip cheaper, they switched to like emulating PS2 games instead of playing it off the chip, like system on a chip. They would emulate PS2 games off a disc. So I don't think that's hard to do, because you can do that on PC with emulators. If you have the disc, you can put it in there. But I just hope so, because I just thought of you when you have Suikoden 4. You want to play it at a nice resolution, put it on PS5. Yeah. And that makes me super happy, so I can finally, play Budokai 3 in an HD resolution. With trophies. But even though the HD collection has Budokai 3 with trophies, so that wouldn't really. Ooh, what's one game? Hold on, let me look. Fuck. Could you imagine MK Shaolin Monks with trophies with online? Oh, but I don't think they can do online.
Just remake the game. That's all I want.
Just remake the game at that point.
Yeah, I would have.
But just have the game playable. Just have the game playable. Couch co-op with a buddy, and there's trophies. Oh man, that'd be awesome.
Sure, you could do that. So I'll just invite you to the house.
Hell yeah!
Yo, Gina,
I got the game. I got the game. I'll come over to your house and we'll play it. Yeah, definitely. But that's just all speculation. That's like I said.
Yeah. It'll be a bit too costly to get to it.
Yeah. Well, anyway, Manny, we could wrap it up here.
Sweet.
Is there anything else you want to say? Like you want to tell people what kind of game they should play? I know you've been playing Monster Hunter. I don't know.
Monster Hunter Rise is good so far. I'll give you guys an update next week
Yeah.
when I'm used to it.
Hopefully, if I'm not too busy.
Oh, if you're not too busy, but you get what I'm saying.
Right,
there.
right.
And that's about it. Oh, that and Happy Epilepsy Awareness Day.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that was today. I didn't realize that.
So just to get that out the way, since everyone knows I have a seizure condition.
Right.
So just wanted to throw that out there.
Thank you for letting me know. I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's it, huh?
Yeah, that's about it for me.
All right. Cool. Me, I would just say, I don't know. Play Crash 4.
Play Crash 4.
Play Crash 4 and lose hair. Lose your hair. But anyway, Manny, I appreciate you being here.
All right, then, G.